Yes, so we want to welcome you to Once Upon a Time Theater's presentation of Not About Nightingales by Tennessee Williams, which is based upon a true story. So without any further ado, let's all just get to it, and I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you very much.
All-day trip around Sandy Point. You get in, return at midnight. Sightseeing, dancing, entertainment with, Lorelei Lou and her Aunt Lorelette's. Do you have your ticket? All right, how about you? Do you have your ticket? This is mine. Thank you very much. Okay, that's all. We're shoving off now. Round to the boat dock, folks. Leaving the harbor now. Magnificent view of the city skyline against the early morning sunlight. Still a little misty around the tops of the big towers downtown. Now you hear those bells ringing? That is St. Patrick's Cathedral. Finest chimes in America. Now it's 8 o'clock sharp. Sun's as bright as a dollar. Swell day. Warm, bright. Makes it feel mighty proud to be alive. Yes, ma'am. Now there it is. You can see it now, folks. It's a little misty still. That's the island. 3,500 men in there, folks. Some of them will never get it. Boy, oh boy, I wonder what it feels like to be locked up in a place like that till doomsday. Oh, now there goes the band, dancing on the upper deck. Dancing, folks. Lorelei Lou and her Aunt Lorelette's. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Now there it is. You can see it now, folks. That's the island. Now, it's sort of misty tonight. You can see it better if there was a moon. With 3,500 men in there, some of them will never get out. Now, you see those big stone walls? Dynamite proof. Escape proof. There goes the band again, dancing on the upper deck. Lorelei Lou and her Aunt Lorelette's. Dancing, dancing, dancing.
Such a nice hat. Oh, it's quite old. You're nervous. So nervous I can scream. Is it your husband? Who? What you coming to see about? Oh, no. No, I'm coming to see about a job. A job? Here? Yes, here. I heard there's a vacancy. Wouldn't you find it an awfully depressing sort of place to work in? Oh, I don't think so. It's not an ordinary prison. Isn't it? No, it's supposed to be a model institution. A model institution? Yes, they've got experts in psychology and sociology and things like that, you know? Well, the old idea, it used to be punishment of crime, but nowadays it's social rehabilitation. Now just imagine, and how did you come to know? Oh, I read all about it in the Sunday supplement. May I see the warden?
He's not back yet.
Oh. I've got a son in here. He used to be a sailor. Jack's his name. A sailor? Yes, he was one of Uncle Sam's Navy boys. Until he got in trouble with some kind of villain. Oh, what a shame. Yes, wasn't it? The common slut. Excuse me, but that's what she was. Oh, my Scott! What? I've got the most awful palpitations. You're sick? Well, let me get you some water. No thanks. No thanks, dear. That's all right. I'll just take one of my phenobarbital tablets, and I'll be all right in a jiffy. I've been under such a strain lately with Jack on my mind all shouldn't worry. My landlady's brother-in-law's a guard here. It was through him that I heard about this vacancy, and he says there's less serious trouble here than any penitentiary in the country. Mr. Whalen, the warden, he's very highly respected. Well, I do hope you're right for Jackson. But I haven't had comfort out of his letters lately, especially the last one. It was that one which upset me so. It wasn't at all like those long, marvelous letters that he used to write me when he was at sea. It was scribbled in such a bad hand. Well, it sounded sort of feverish to me. What is Klondike? Klondike? It's part of Alaska. That's what I thought. But in Jack's letter, he said that it was as hot as, well, I won't say it. Well, possibly it's one of those colonization schemes. No, I don't think so. In fact, I'm positive it isn't. In Jack's letter, he said they wouldn't let him write me about it if they knew. So he was sneaking the letter out by one of the boys. Oh, well, how long does he have to stay here? 5 years. Oh, that's not so long. It seems like forever to me. He'll probably come out a stronger and better boy than before he went in. Oh, no. They couldn't make a better and stronger boy than my Jack is. And that's what I'm going to say to the warden as soon as I can get in to see him. I've been waiting here 2 days. He never has time. I can't stand waiting. Makes me too nervous. I'm going to go in there and make that young fellow tell me when Mr. Whalen will be back. Yes, do. Tell him how long I've been waiting. And ask him if Jack... Oh, dear. I beg your pardon.
For what?
Well, for intruding like this, but when can I see Mr. Whalen?
What about?
A job.
He's out right now inspecting the grounds.
Oh, will it take him long?
Well, it depends on how much grounds he feels like inspecting.
Oh,
You know, sometimes inspecting the grounds doesn't always mean inspecting the grounds.
why doesn't it?
No. Sometimes it's an idiomatic expression for having a couple of beers in the back room of Tony's, which is a sort of unofficial clubhouse here for the prison staff. Would you like to have a seat?
Well, about how long do you suppose I'd have to wait?
It's a hot afternoon out there. He might do a lot of ground inspection, and then again he might not. His actions are pretty unpredictable. It's a good word.
What?
Unpredictable. Any word with 5 syllables is a good word.
Oh, you like long words.
Mm-hmm. They're my stock in trade. I'm supposed to use a lot of them to impress you with my erudition. There's another one right there.
Erudition?
Yes, only 4, but it's unusual. I get them all out of this big book.
A dictionary.
Webster's Unabridged. You see, I'm one of the exhibition pieces.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to tell you that when I came in here. I was just an ordinary grifter. But look at me now. I'm reading Spengler's Decline of the West, and I'm editor of the Prison Monthly. Ask me, what is an archaeologist?
Well, what is it?
An extinct species of reptile bird. Here. It's our latest issue.
Oh, well, why do you call it that?
Oh, it sounds impressive. Say, do you know what an amaranth is?
No, what is it?
A flower that never dies. I found it in one of these books, and one of the classical poets compares it to love. What's your opinion of that?
Oh, well, what's yours?
I wouldn't know. I started my present career at the age of 16, and
That early?
yeah, the usual case of bad influences, and at that age, love is something that you dream about and blush when you look at yourself in the mirror the next morning. Say, do you know the name of that song?
What song?
Ah, 'tis love and love alone the world is seeking. A guy sang in chapel last night. Is that on the level?
Well, not exactly.
Well, you are inclined to admit a few qualifications.
Oh, well, yes. For instance, what I'm seeking is a job in a new pair of stockings.
Those look pretty good to me.
They're worn to shreds.
Well, perhaps I'm prejudiced.
Prison, the door to opportunity.
Ah, one of my best editorials. It's been reproduced all over the country. I got 10 years of copper for writing that.
Copper?
Not what they make pennies of. And here, copper means time off your sentence, time off for good behavior. You know, I got about 10 years stashed away in the files, and most of it's for bestowing the inspirational quality of prison life. Hello.
How do you do? Is Mr. Whalen in yet?
He's out inspecting the grounds.
Oh dear, I do so want to see him this afternoon. I'm Jack Bristol's son.
Sailor Jack?
Yes. You know him?
Slightly.
How is my boy?
I'm not allowed to, sorry, I'm not allowed to give out information. You better come back tomorrow morning.
What time, please?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Could you give these to him now? I'm afraid that they'll go stale if they're kept any longer. My boy. Couldn't you tell her something to relieve her mind?
Not about Sailor Jack.
Well, why not?
He's gone. Stirrups.
You mean?
Cracked up in the head. Sort of an occupational disease and home confidence.
Oh, well, they said in the Sunday supplement.
I know. They interviewed the warden.
You didn't tell the truth?
What is it that Plato said about the truth? The truth is funny. I can't remember. So was it the Sunday supplement that gave you an idea of getting a job here?
Oh, well, that, and my landlady's brother-in-law is Mr. McBurney, one of the guards here.
Max a pretty good screw.
What?
That means guardian. Here. Here's a copy of our sample menu. If you look it over, as you can see, what gives you an idea what a connie gets to eat every day. And as you can see, it weighs quite favorably with the bill of fare getting well known boarding school. And anyways, everything's done scientifically here. And we have an expert dietitian here by calories and body. Hello, Mr. Whalen.
Hello. Why, hello. It's a breezy day. It's a hot, breezy day. It's a hot, breezy day. Sorry, Jimmy. A little bit too much ground inspection. Excuse me, young lady. I'm going to do a strip tease. Yep, it's a mighty wind. Reminds me of those beautiful golden brown biscuits my mother used to bake. What's this? Speak of biscuits and what turns up but a nice big batch of homemade cookies. Have one, young lady. You too, Jimmy boy. Ha ha ha. Awful big pawing in there, Jimmy. Jimmy, why don't you show the new Archie, what do you call it, to Miss Daily News or the Morning Star? Have a chair, I'll be right with you. Sweat, sweat, sweat's all I do these hot, breezy days.
He thinks you're a newspaper woman.
Now, let's see. You're probably here to question me about that ex-convict story and that damn yellow sheet down in Wilkes County. That stuff about him getting pellagra down here. Jimmy, hand me a sample menu.
She's not a reporter.
Then what is your business?
Well, I understand there's a vacancy here. Mr. McBurney, my landlady's brother-in-law, well, he was telling her that you were in need of a new stenographer. And I'm sure I can qualify for the position. I'm a college graduate, Mr. Whalen. I've got 3 years of business experience, references with me. But I have had such abominable luck these last 6 months. The last place I worked, well, the business recession set in, and they had to cut back on their sales force. They gave me some wonderful letters. I've got them here with me, but, oh, dear, I've broken my glasses.
Yeah.
Could you give me a job, please? I'm terribly nervous. If I don't get a job soon,
You'll what? Go off the deep end?
something like that.
Well, Miss
Crane, Eva Crane.
You see this window? They call this window the quick way out. It's the only window in the house with no bars. It doesn't need bars. The window's right over the bay. So if it's suicide you're looking for, Miss Crane,
that window's right at your disposal. No. The next time you apply for a job, don't pull a sob story. What your business executive is interested in is your potential value, not your personal misfortunes.
I see. Sit on.
Hold on a minute.
Yes.
There is just one prerequisite for a job in this office. Jimmy?
The ability to keep your mouth shut unless given specific instructions to speak.
Do you think you can do that?
Yes.
The motor will be stopped tomorrow morning at 7:45.
Thanks. Yes. Thanks.
You think, Jimmy boy, pretty okay, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sirree, dizzy as hell, but she got a shape on her that could bust the bricks out of a federal pen.
Lights off, 5 minutes.
Ah, you fruit! Go toot your goddamn horn out of here! Must think they're running a stinking sweatshop or something, this working overtime stuff. Get your task done and come back after supper. The goddamn machine got stuck! Deliberate sabotage, he calls it. Just sabotage his guts. What happened to you this morning?
Well, I got an awful pain in the back of my neck, and I flipped out. When I came to, I was lying in the hospital, and they were sticking a needle up my arm. Say, what does +4 mean?
Christ, it means.
Talk it to your marbles.
No, is it bad?
We're in swell society, Butch. A lunatic and a case of sick.
The sieve? No.
Got the cackle in there. It's after lights.
God damn it, can't you see he's blowing his top?
Yeah, get him out of here.
Nah, he's putting on an act. You take another trip to Klondike, sailor. It won't be on a round-trip ticket.
It's Klondike that caught him like this, Schultzy. Been raving since you brought him upstairs. You must have cooked the brains out of him down there.
Dummy up. The lot of you. One more squawk, and I'll call a strong-arm squad.
Mr. Schultz, Mr. Schultz,
Yeah.
what does +4 mean?
I wasn't afraid of losing all my copper. I'd reach through and grab that bastard. Rattle them peapod brains of his. Roll them on the floor like a paradise. The trouble isn't here. You gotta pick your man. I ever rubbed out his guard and never get a chance at the boss. Time is it?
No.
10:30.
No, they don't mean that. I mean, if it's serious, they would have kept me in the hospital. It's just indigestion. That's what I told them. The food here is no good. It don't sit well on my stomach. Spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti. I'm sick of spaghetti. I'm trying!
Wait, fine.
What did you do that for?
You want to hang with the strong arm squad on account of him?
All right, sailor, let's go. Get him up.
I'm taking him. Who's that? That Allison?
Yeah, it's the canary.
Hey, Canary. Allison.
What do you want, Butch?
Next time you're in a huddle with the boss, Tell him the Angels in Hall C have put another black mark on his name for Sailor Jack.
I'll tell him.
Tell him someday we're gonna appoint a special committee of one. Come down there and settle up the score. You hear me, Stu?
I hear you.
Just think, I used to be cellmates with him. Now I lie awake at night, regretting all the time I had to split his guts. I didn't.
Why didn't you?
That was before he started working for the boss. And now, he on the Angels records. First Whalen, then Schultz, and then the stool. You hear that, Stu? Huh?
I hear you, Butch.
That's good, 'cause I'm glad you do.
I know you're glad. What's he say?
He says he knows I'm glad.
He ought to know. Wonder if he don't go stir bugs too. Know we have nothing to do with him but Ollie.
Yeah, well, he'll blow his top sometime. If I don't fucking get to him first. You hear that, Stool? I said you're gonna blow your top like Sailor Jack sometime. Am I ever looking forward to it?
What's he say?
Nothing. Smoking in there.
We ought to tip him off.
No. I never ratted on nobody, not even that Stool.
Hey, Allison. Hey, Jim. What does +4 mean?
Who's got +4?
I do. What does it mean?
Means your physical condition is 4 points above perfect.
Oh, these bastards got me all worried for nothing.
Foghorns. Just stick your soup outside. Listen.
What?
Excursion steamer.
Which one?
The Lorelei. You hear that orchestra?
What are they playing?
Once in a while.
That's an old one.
Oh man. You come up here, I got sent up. I remember dancing to that piece of the Princess Fall with Goldie. She requested that number every time I took her out on the floor. You know, we danced the other night, they pinched me on the way out. Right at the turnstile. 6 bulls, maybe. 6 of them. That's how many it took. They had the wagon waiting for me right at the curb.
Last time it was 4 bulls. Getting less conservative, Butch.
Once in a while. Oh, I'd love to dance to that number one more time with Goldie.
Maybe it was her that put the finger on you.
No, not Goldie. I bet you that girl's still holding the torch for me.
Keep your illusions, Butch. They're a comfort to you. But I bet if Goldie was still holding all the torches that she's held, before and after you got put in the stir, she'd throw more light across the water than a 3rd alarm fire.
Where's my manicure set?
I wonder. I wonder if a guy's still any good at 60.
What do you mean?
You know, with women.
I guess it depends on the guy.
Well, I'll still be good. 20 years, a long time to wait.
Has anyone seen my manicure set?
You know, there's a window in Boss Whale's office. And when you die, you jump right into the bed.
Yeah, the quick way out.
Well, I was thinking, it'd be a good way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'd rob him out, jump through that window for the getaway, provided you can swim, of course. Me, I can't swim a goddamn stroke. Wish I'd run before I come in here.
Wouldn't do you any good. Nobody's ever swum it yet.
Well, I'd like to try. You know, they say some people swim instinctive. Like a duck.
You take a chance on that?
No, I'm scared of water.
I put it here last night, Butch. Have you seen it?
What?
My manicure set. Have you seen it?
It's gone out with a slop bucket.
What did you do that for?
It stunk up the place. Smelled like rotten banana. What's this here on Sailor Jack's bomb?
package of letters from his old lady.
Oh, yeah.
She said she was coming from Wisconsin to see him in the last one.
All my life, I've been persecuted by people because I'm refined.
You know, somebody ought to told her how the sailor is.
Well, she'll find out.
Because I'm sensitive, I've been persecuted all my life.
Yeah, she'll find out all right.
Sometimes, I wish I was dead. Lord, Lord, Lord. I wish I was dead.
How is the racetrack, Bartholomew? Is it fast or slow, or what is it? All right, give me $20 on Windy Blue to show. Thanks. Anybody outside?
Yes, that woman.
What woman?
The one from Wisconsin. She's still waiting.
Eva, I told you I didn't want to speak.
Beg your pardon. I took the liberty of coming in. I hope you won't mind. You see, I'm Jack Bristol's mother, and I've been wanting to have a talk with you for so long about my boy.
Sit down. I'm pretty short on time.
I won't take much, Mr. Whalen. To begin with, I never felt the jury did quite right in giving Jack 5 years. But that's done now. I've got to look to the future.
Yes, the future. That's right, the future.
I haven't heard from Jack lately. He'd been writing me once a week until just lately.
Well, lots of boys are late with their weekly correspondence, man.
For 2 years, not a week went by without a letter, and then suddenly, just a month ago, they stopped coming. Naturally, I felt rather anxious.
Jimmy! I want you to check on a boy named Bristol.
Thank you. I came all the way from Wisconsin.
Long trip, huh? Wisconsin's where they make all that fine cheese.
Yes, we're very proud of our dairy products up there.
Yes, sirree. They make the finest goddamn cheese this side of Switzerland.
Jack's last letter was strange. I have it with me. It's not at all like Jack. He wasn't transferred to any other prison, was he?
No.
Because all through his letter, he kept on complaining about how terribly hot it was in a place called Klondike. His penmanship has always been rather irregular. But this was so bad, I could scarcely read it at all. I thought that perhaps he wasn't well when he wrote it. Feverish, you know. He's very subject to colds, especially at this time of year. I know it's not easy, Mr. Whalen, to make exceptions in an institution like this. But in Jack's case, when there are so many considerations, so much so that I regret myself when I look back at things, mistakes that I made.
Ah, well, we all make mistakes.
Such grave mistakes, Mr. Whalen. Our household was not an altogether happy one. Jack's father, he was a Methodist minister, and his views naturally differed quite a bit from most young boys.
Ah, a preacher's son.
Yes, but there was a disagreement not long ago among the congregation, and my husband was forced to retire.
I know, I see. I'm very busy. Jimmy, have you found that card yet?
Not yet.
He was so uncompromising, even with poor Jack. So Jack left home. Of course it was against my wishes. But oh, the long, marvelous letters that he wrote. If you'd only read them, you'd see for yourself what an exceptional boy Jack was. Port Said, Marseille, Cairo, Shanghai, Bombay. Oh, Mother, it's so big, so terribly terribly big. He kept on writing, as though he tried to squeeze it all into his heart, until the bigness of it all made this heart crack open. I thought that anything he loved as much as that would surely keep him safe. And then he didn't write for a while, until this came. I still don't understand it. He mentioned a girl. He said it wasn't his fault. I know it wasn't. I could only convince you of that.
It's no use, man. You might as well talk to the moon. He's had his chance.
But in Jack's case...
I know, I've heard it all before. Jan, have you found that card yet?
You better look at it yourself.
Read it. Read it. What are we running, a social service bureau here, Jim?
If anything's gone wrong, I'd like to know.
Jack Bristol. Larceny. Convicted May 1936. Sentence 5 years. He slacked his work and spent 3 days in Klondike.
Is that on the card?
No, but I wanted to let this lady know what happened.
What happened?
Read it.
Well, you see, man.
Read it. Read what's on the card, Jim, that's all.
Came up before the Lunacy Commission, May 1938. Transferred to the psychopathic ward. Violent. Delusions. Prognosis. Dementia precox.
That isn't Jack, my boy.
Now see here, ma'am. I know how you feel about this. I have all the sympathy in the world for you women that come in here, but this is a penal institution, and we simply can't be taking time out from our routine business for things like this.
My boy, Jack, my boy. Not what you said. Anything but that. Say he's dead. Say you killed him. You killed him. But don't tell me that. I know. I know how it was in here. He wrote me letters. The food, not decent. I tried to send him food. Even that you took from him. That place you sent him 3 days, Klondike. I know. You tortured him in there. You tortured him. That's what you did. You tortured him until you drove him crazy? Is that what you said? Oh my God! Oh my precious Jesus! My son!
Get this goddamn, get her off, get this goddamn woman out of here. Jim, get her out of here.
Oh Lord, the protector and preservation of all. Remember this nigga. Remember his wife Susie and his 6 children. Rachel, Rebecca, Solomon, Moses, Ecclesiastes, and Deuteronomy Jackson. And you take care of them while I was in jail. And I get up for the cold weather session because Susie, she about to have another baby, Lord, and she can't get around gathering no killing wood. And bless my old woman and my daddy and President Roosevelt. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hey, Ollie. I guess you better have them reverse the charges on that one, eh?
It don't cost nothing.
It ain't worth nothing.
The Lord remember who remember him.
Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul
What's the matter, Ollie?
He says there ain't no God.
How's he know?
Well, that's what I said. And you believe there is, don't you, Jim?
Somebody upstairs, I don't know. I guess I'm what they call an agnostic.
Now you mean a Episcopalian.
Yeah. Hey, rub my back for me, Ollie. I'm tired.
All right. Now you want the little bit or the big reason?
Give me the little.
Haven't you started seeing them yet there, Canary? Them little blue devils. They're the first symptom.
Feels good. Makes the air feel cool.
They crawl in through your bars at night. And they sit on the end of your bunk. And they make faces at you.
Rub hard on that shoulder.
You better start sleeping with one eye open there, Canary. Can you do that?
Can't say that I tried it, Butch.
Well, you better.
That's good.
Well, you better. Because if they catch you off guard, Canary, they'll climb down your throat. And they'll tie knots in your gizzard.
That's good. That's well.
Now how'd you get them purple scars here, Jim?
Dr. Jones.